Commonwealth.
Was there like some giant dinosaur that let rip the world's largest fart?
One of my middle names is Marmaduke.
Really?
Yep.
No way. I'm a Cumberbatch.
I think they're called cum boys.
Commonwealth, Commonwealth, the former empire, now Commonwealth. Is it relevant? Probably not. But why not give this part a shot? Stay tuned. Here comes Uncommonwealth, the podcast.
And we're live from the Uncommonwealth Podcast Pandemia Studios. I'm here with the wonderful Katherine Rolls and the fantastic Jimmy HVD and the disinterested Adam Mueller. And the now grinning Adam Mueller.
Let's start with two truths and a lie. So, as always, I will state three things. You have to tell me which two are true and which one is a lie. We're going to start off two truths and a lie. Fun facts about Australia.
Ooh.
Okay.
Ooh. Tantalizing.
Yeah. First, in Australia, it is illegal to capture, injure, or kill homing pigeons. Fact two, a recent poll found that Australians are more likely to travel to Europe or the United States than to New Zealand.
That's definitely true.
Fact three, in Australia, it is illegal to video or photograph a violent altercation between a person and a kangaroo.
Oh, wow.
Well, the last one, I don't know what the legality is, but
I've seen
there was
some
that
great
viral
clips.
video about the guy that got in a fist fight with a kangaroo to protect his dog.
One of my all-time favorites.
Exactly where the law came from, though.
Yeah, that's my mate Steve.
He really squared up like a 1940s boxer, didn't he?
It was so good, wasn't it?
Come on
Jimmy, now. Jimmy, was Steve the kangaroo or the man?
No, Steve was the kangaroo, yeah.
That's a good clarifying point. You said my mate Steve. It could have been either for sure.
Right. Actually, they were both called Steve. That was the. What was the first one, Adam?
It's illegal to capture, injure, or kill homing pigeons.
That sounds true.
What's a homing pigeon?
They used to carry letters from.
Yeah, it's like
sometimes called carrier pigeons.
Yeah, same thing as a carrier pigeon.
Oh,
except these ones are strapped with explosives and they're sent.
Also named Steve.
Yeah,
I think that's true.
Yeah, I think it's two truths and then a lie.
I think three truths.
Ooh.
Yeah, no, I think they're all true.
The first one is true. It's illegal to capture, injure, or kill homing pigeons, and the other two are lies.
No.
What?
Wait, what was the second one again?
That Australians are more likely to travel to Europe or the United States than New Zealand. I made it up.
Well,
it's one of those ones that
could be true.
It could be true.
It could be true. I think you need to. I want to fact check you, Adam. I think that is true.
All right. You ready for one more? Two truths and a lie. Fun facts about Cameroon.
Oh.
Right. Fact one. Two men in Cameroon were each sentenced to 5 years in prison for looking gay after entering a bar together and ordering Bailey's Irish Cream.
Delicious.
Fact two.
Delicious drink.
In 1931, the people of Cameroon collected money to send to the starving Americans. And altogether, in American dollars, it amounted to $3.77. In fact,
every penny counts.
Yes, every penny counts. In 1986, 1.6 million tons of carbon dioxide erupted from a lake in Cameroon, displacing all the air and suffocating 1,700 people within 25 kilometers of the lake.
Was there like some giant dinosaur that let rip the world's largest fart to create that explode? Like,
How did you know? How did you know? That's the conspiracy theory. Lake Neos was the name of the lake. Had a little.
That sounds like
CO2 belch.
Sounds like the Cameroonian version of Loch Ness. So it might have been Nessie's African cousin.
What year was the CO2 thing?
1986.
During Nixon? No, wait. I don't know. I gotta go with. They all sound so absurd, Adam. I think at least two of them are lies. That's all I know.
Listen, if drinking Bailey's makes you gay, then I am extremely gay because I have 3/4 of a bottle of Bailey's in my fridge right now.
Were they arrested?
Just to clear,
they were arrested for looking gay.
For looking gay.
And to be clear, I'm not. These don't reflect my judgments about the world in any way. These are simply three.
If number one is a lie, we know how Adam feels about Bailey's Irish Cream.
I don't think it's gay. I think it's pretty I don't know, lame. You know, I don't know how to put it.
Are straight men not allowed delicious, creamy
Since when was
drinks?
this
I
a
don't.
thing?
No one is. I think if you drink it, ew, it's so sweet and gross. I'm like, get your calories somewhere.
Wait, what are you talking about?
Bailey's.
Oh, okay.
Do you
Obviously.
spit or swallow
We're
Baileys?
really divided down the middle on that.
Who
on
knew
the
this would be
side.
such a controversial topic?
We've really
This
gone
managed
off the
drink
rails
liqueur.
too.
Catherine, I think so far in the history of the podcast, the two strongest things you've had an opinion about were blueberries and now Baileys.
Oh my God! No blueberries, absolutely not. Not. I'm sure, no way. Canada, not happening. Not now. Not ever. No.
All right, I'm going all true, Adam.
Ooh, bold.
I'm going
Bold.
2 truths and a lie.
I think that they're all. The only one that's true is the CO2 one.
All true.
Oh,
All true.
There we go.
damn it, Adam.
Uncommon wealth.
Okay, now time for our favorite. I like when I say that my segments are the favorite. Your favorite
Our favorite.
segment? Everyone's favorite segment. This one's going to be a dumb question.
Katherine has some questions. They might be smart, or they might be dumb.
Something I've been wondering for a while, and it has to do with a Commonwealth country famous export, Benedict Cumberbatch.
Oh,
Uh,
I thought you were going to say blueberries.
I have been wondering, how does Benedict Cumberbatch feel about the nickname for his female fans? You guys know what that nickname
yeah,
is?
the Cumber Bitches.
Yeah.
Is it really?
Right.
Yeah.
Yes. Cumber Bitches. What do you guys think? How do you think he feels about it?
Well, I'm shocked that he has enough female fans that they felt the name to
Are you,
they need
are
to
you
name
kidding?
themselves.
He's like a
Are you-
heartthrob.
Adam, this is the whole thing. You guys.
What is he? Doctor Who or something? What is he?
Doctor Strange. All right.
Is it like B-I-T or B-E-E-T? Like Beetches, you know?
Why would it be Beetches?
Come
You know,
on,
like
Beetches.
Like the B-E-E-T, C-H-E-S.
Okay, well, we know, apparently Adam didn't know, Benedict Cumberbatch, huge star, but isn't traditionally good looking, but has so many female fans.
Wait, you don't think he's
super hot.
traditionally good looking?
That's the whole thing, is that
He
people,
looks odd.
yeah, that he's odd looking, and hence the perfect casting as Doctor Strange.
I'm
Actor,
odd looking. I don't have a
acquired taste.
Wrong sort of odd looking, Adam.
It must be the accent. then.
It's the exact variety.
Right.
Are they American fans that like him for his accent versus British young ladies?
I think he's globally recognized as desirable, but no one knows why.
Yeah. No one knows why. No, he's an amazing actor. But anyway, he apparently, he's gone on record in saying that he feels like the nickname for his fans sets feminism back so many notches.
Well, mate, don't tell him about the first draft. The initial idea was calling them Cumber Sluts, but they decided to can that.
I thought you were going to go for alliteration, Jimmy.
He didn't like Cumber Cunt.
That's a bit more offensive.
Do we have to cut that?
No, because you said it, so it's okay.
I know. But he's his dad was an actor too, and this is another interesting thing about him. His father, successful actor, said that there was no way he'd be famous with the last name Cumberbatch, and changed his name to something else, like I think it was Taylor or something, made up a fake name, and then his son becomes a much bigger star.
But his middle name also is what is it? Timothy Carlton. Benedict Timothy Carlton Cumberbatch. Like,
How do you know
Who
that,
does this
Jimmy?
guy have?
How did you know that?
I'm a Cumber bitch.
See, it didn't. See, that's good for feminism. That
I think they're called cum boys.
The male
Carlton
ones?
is the last name of his dad. That's why
Oh, okay.
that he changed
Carlton?
his name to. Yeah, that's what it is. So the other reason that Benedict Cumberbatch almost didn't use his last name, even though it's now become famous, is because they thought it would be too awkward. They said, you're never going to be able to be an actor. And they also had ancestors who were relatively well-known slave owners. And they Cumberbatch was apparently a last name is very common among people from the Caribbean because of the slave driving past, and she was afraid he'd become a target. And she said that publicly, and so
Who's she? Sorry,
his mother. But he kept the name, and now he has Cumberbatch fans all over the place.
And
so
he'll never host the Oscars.
And you just outed him as a relative of a slave trader. You heard it here first on the Uncommonwealth podcast.
The podcast.
This week, a returning installment of Uncommonwealth Myths and Legends.
Oh,
And I wasn't actually going to do it, but since we mentioned the Loch Ness Monster's cousin in the Cameroon lake that did a giant fart, the Uncommonwealth myth this week is none other than the Loch Ness Monster.
what?
So, what is the Loch Ness Monster? Is the Loch Ness Monster real? Did the Loch Ness Monster kill JFK? These are all the questions
I'm going with three truths.
that we don't hear. So the Loch Ness Monster is it's an alleged sea monster that lived or still lives in Loch Ness, which is a lake in Scotland. And from the accounts of people that have supposedly seen it or the photographs, it's like a long-necked creature with 4 fins. It's quite large. It looks like a plesiosaur for those familiar with the dinosaurs. So Loch Ness is like a really narrow and really long lake, but it's super, super deep. So there is this insane depth that a sea creature could hide in or live in. And
So does loch just mean lake?
I believe so.
Yes.
So another thing is that because of like the sediment, it's really, really dark. So you just can't see in anything because it's so deep, so dark, which has made it like conventional means of looking for something underwater. If you go down there diving, it's just pitch black, so you can't see anything. So that's why it's so hard to find Nessie. That was
Are
my
people
big
that
fact.
believe in the Loch Ness Monster called Loch Ness bitches?
They should
I think
be.
Loch Bitches is better.
So interest in the Loch Ness Monster sort of skyrocketed in the early 1930s because they finished constructing a road around the northern part of the lake. So for the first time, you could easily drive by, look in, and that's when it was first reported in a newspaper. There was a local couple that said they'd seen this sea monster, and the local paper reported it, and from there, that's sort of when things went gangbusters. People were flocking to try and see this monster.
Sorry, what year was that?
That was 1933.
I always think it's interesting when it's like a couple reported, because then they both have to be in on it, you know?
Right.
Like
Well,
they
maybe
have
they
to be
saw it, Catherine.
Maybe yeah. Why are you being skeptical?
Yeah, what's up with the hating on Loch
Right,
Ness
it's
Monster?
not like me. I'm pretty bought in usually.
Right. The thing is, it created such a stir and a buzz that a London newspaper actually commissioned a big game hunter to go and track down, like try and find if the Loch Ness Monster was real. And this fellow, and the reason I'm going to tell you this, he's got one of the coolest names ever. His name was Marmaduke Wetherell.
I thought you were going to say Cumberbatch.
Should have been.
One of my middle names is Marmaduke.
Really?
Yep.
No way.
Are you named after the dog? I
You've
used to
been
love
sitting
that
on that this whole time, Piers. You never disclosed your middle name's Marmaduke.
That's a great.
I had to come clean.
Wait, you said one of your middle names. What is your full name?
Piers, Ivor, Marmaduke, Peregrine, Morton.
Oh,
Peregrine. That's
my
a.
God.
Peregrine,
That's
like
a Tolkien.
falcon. Yeah.
Oh, I thought. Isn't that one of the Hobbits?
The Took, Peregrine Took.
What was
And
right
it's,
after Piers?
Ivor. IVOR.
Ivor?
Yeah.
Oh.
I kind of like that. Do you mind if I name my son that?
Absolutely. There was a famous British actor called Ivor Novella, I think,
Ivor.
years ago. Apparently, I was a day away from being called Valentine. That would have been really bad.
Was it first name?
As a first name.
Valentine Morton?
If your name was Valentine Morton, your only career option would be supervillain.
Super.
Oh, yeah. For sure.
Anyway.
All right, so this Marmaduke fellow
Sorry.
commissioned. You know your segment's going well when we start talking about middle names instead. Anything but listening to the fucking Loch Ness Monster facts. So this guy Marmaduke, he gets commissioned. He goes trying to find evidence, and he finds these footprints in the mud around Loch Ness, and he's like, this is insane because they're like big 4-clawed thing. It's got it from a big animal. So he's like, I've got the proof, goes to these zoologists, and they turn out it's a hoax. So he gets like discredited, this guy. He's besmirched, some would say. the years go on. Is it real? Is it not? There's continues to be sightings. They start using like sonar to try and find it. Nothing's ever verified. There are like photos that come out. Are they real? Some get proven fake. Some are. There is one, like the most iconic photo of the Loch Ness Monster. If you're picturing a Loch Ness Monster photo, it's this photo. That one where it's the neck coming out of the water.
Yeah.
So that's like the most famous photo, and it was taken by this fellow, Robert Wilson. He took this photo, he sent it to the paper, everyone's like, fuck, this is real. So that was like the proof. So now, big business, tourism, all these sorts of things. So it turns out, 10 years ago, on this guy's deathbed, it was Marmaduke's stepson. They forged the photo. They literally put a toy submarine with a fake neck on top. And Marmaduke did it to get like revenge for being discredited.
For being besmirched.
So that the most famous like literally all of the 20th century, that was like the proof that Loch Ness, it was Marmaduke all along who faked it. So, and to this day, they've like, everything's essentially been discredited. They've had, submarines in there doing sonar scans, nothing. So it's probably no Loch Ness Monster, unfortunately.
It feels like there should be a movie starring Benedict Cumberbatch who plays Marmaduke.
Oh.
Good.
Or the stepson.
Marmaduke.
I like
the stepson and that whole crazy scandal.
That
it lasted a lifetime. That's pretty crazy.
But so that photo that was taken in 1934. So it was like that's sort of what fueled the whole thing. So it was literally from like 1934. I think this guy Marmaduke's stepson confessed in like 1990 something.
I mean, that's quite the secret to keep.
Is it real? Did the Loch Ness Monster fake the moon landing? We just don't know.
It was also Marmaduke.
Uncommon Wealth.
Today, I have a bit of, I guess you could call it uncommon history.
Ooh.
I'd like to start. It's going to take a little twists and turns, like my jokes on stage. It takes about 5 minutes to get to the point. I'm going to start off by talking about King John of Lachlan, who was the king in England from 1199 until his death in 1216. He was the very same King John who was Prince John as the antagonist in the Robin Hood story. Oh. He was the prince instead of his brother Richard, who was fighting away in the Crusades. And then when he was crowned king, he lost most of his family's land in the north of France to the French king. Now he's remembered as one of the worst kings of England ever. But he is interesting in this moment because they took very, very good care of his lineage. They sort of examined his family tree so deeply that we now have a great sort of look into the history of families in England and beyond, like really beyond. A 12-year-old girl a few years ago in California, Bridget Anne d'Avignon, found out that every single one of the U.S. presidents but one is related to one another, distantly by blood.
That's cool.
Through King John. Now, guess which president wasn't related?
Trump.
Obama.
It was Martin Van Buren.
The Van Buren boys.
The Van Buren boys. You got to do the hand signals. That means that President Obama and Donald Trump are distant relations. And, every family has its problems.
So did King John just have a bunch of kids? Is that why there's this prolific spread? Or could you say the same thing about...
It's just 37 different generations. It's 37 generations back.
Right.
180 million relatives. If you have any sort of English ancestry...
That's what I'm saying. So you could make the same claim about some random peasant. They're probably both...
Absolutely.
All distantly related to John the farmer.
Yeah. But it just shows that almost every single American president has that sort of English lineage, even though we're in 2020.
Are you trying to say that's why
I'll be running for president 2020?
I think you're giving Britain credit for how great America has become.
I think Piers is like, I know technically King George lost the war for independence, but if you examine the DNA of American leadership, you'll find that they're all English.
Or England's responsible for everything you're all annoyed about right now. And send your complaints to Queen Elizabeth, care of Buckingham Palace.
So
London,
wait.
W1.
What does this have to do with Robin Hood? I got really excited about Robinhood, and then you just breezed right past it.
Adam's like, yeah, okay, everyone's related, but when are we getting to the bow and arrow part?
Yeah, exactly.
Robin
Like,
Hood,
the
he's based on a real person, though, right?
I think it's one of those ones where it's like a bunch of different people and they cram them together to be one interesting.
Got it. Sounds like a good candidate for Uncommonwealth Myths and Legend, and hopefully one that will not solicit conversation about middle names due to its lack of entertainment.
Jimmy, what's your middle name?
Is that when you know your segment's over? Someone just out of
Pretty
the
good
blue what their
indication,
middle
Piers,
name is.
having been there. It's a pretty good indication.
Like the Empire, we're almost done. We hope that you've had lots of fun. Was it relevant? Probably not. But thanks for giving this part a shot. Stay tuned for the end of Uncommon Wealth, the podcast. Stay tuned for Uncommon Takes.
It was Marmaduke. He did it all. He's been the shadow puppet master behind all of these conspiracies.
He is the Illuminati. It's just him.
It's just him.
And his namesake.
Hiding in plain sight.
On Pierce's deathbed, are you going to reveal some sort of like?
He is Marmaduke.
Yes, monster.
It's like Kevin Spacey at the end of The Usual Suspects. Piers is gonna like
Limp.
limbo, yeah.
I'm sure glad you said at the end of The Usual Suspects, because that sentence could have gone in a whole different...
Oh, good point. Yeah, sorry, Piers. I only meant to suggest you were a psychopathic killer, not a sexual predator.
Uncommon Wealth.
I was saying to the boys, if you could go into labor in the middle of the podcast, that might really boost our numbers.
That's true.
Should we just do my labor live on the podcast?
Absolutely.
But also make sure that you wait until it's your segment. Don't like do it halfway through.
You have
like
20,
Adam's
I have
segment.
20 minutes.
The anxiety from 2 truths and a lie sends you into labor.
Right, anxiety, 2 truths and a lie induced labor.
If I am not having trouble like going into labor, I'm going to be like, guys, can we record a podcast?
They are all, in fact, lies. Adam!
Uncommon Wealth, the podcast.